All right. So we want to do problem 5C on the practice final? Okay, so we want to solve, maybe you guys are, I think you guys are getting to the point where you can read math aloud without screwing it up too badly. So do you want to take a crack at reading this thing? One. Good. I'm liking it. Good progress. Over. Good. Also good progress.
X minus 1 squared.
The quantity.
The quantity. Right, because there's parentheses around it. So the quantity x minus 1 squared.
Minus 3.
Minus 3. Good.
Equals 2.
Equals 2 over
1 minus x.
the quantity 1 minus x.
Why? Even though there's no parentheses?
So if I just said 2 over 1 minus x, right? Do I mean 2 over 1 minus x or 2 over all of 1 minus x?
Okay.
So the quantity tells you, hey, we're going to do all of this next thing. All right, so once I've tried to read this, what do I do next?
Solve it.
Solve it. How do you solve things like this? Yeah, I gotta get the bottoms out of there, right?
Yeah.
So that amounts to find a common bottom. So I might look at this and I might think, okay, what's the associated common bottom here?
X minus 1.
X minus 1.
T minus 1. Or x.
X minus 1 squared.
Yeah.
Or the quantity.
It's a T on the paper.
I think it's
It's a
x
T on the
minus
paper.
1, oh, it's a t in the problem?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who puts T? It's an off.
He doesn't like T's.
I don't like T's either
Or
because they start to
Z's.
look like plus signs.
Or C's.
Yeah, fair point. So,
That
yeah,
doesn't
sure,
look like
change it
plus.
back, totally fine.
That's why I put a little
That doesn't look like plus.
So, I think the common bottom is x minus 1 squared. Why am I getting away with that over here? Because that's a 1 minus x, not an x minus 1.
You can just hit that with
Because
the
addition
negative.
is commutative.
Yeah, but addition is commutative, still means this is a minus x plus 1. So,
But you can, since it's a fraction,
You can just hit that
Tell
thing with a
the-
negative 1.
yeah, you could put this is really minus what I want it to be, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a minus out of that and put it on the top. Right? And now, because addition's commutative, I'm seeing that's this. That's one of these two things I need for my common bottom. So what is this first bit, 1 over all of x minus 1 squared? What does that need? Nothing. Perfect. So that one's going to stay the same. What does the 3 need?
All of it.
All of it. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by x minus 1 squared, right? All right, what is the minus 2 on the other side? What does it need?
Another x minus 1.
Yeah, it needs another x minus 1. And then on the bottom, what are you going to have? It better be an x minus 1 squared, right? If it's something else, you kind of dork finding a common bottom.
Okay, so this is where I got all messed up. We did things to one side, but we did different things to the other side.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I didn't do anything to both sides of this. I did multiply by 1 to this piece, right? Actually, I literally did nothing to that piece. This piece I did multiply by 1 to. And this piece I did also multiply by 1, but in a different way.
Okay.
Am I allowed to multiply by 1?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So did I have to do the same thing to both sides? Yeah, of course. But I did the same thing to both sides. I multiplied by 1 all throughout.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay, now that I've multiplied everything by 1, I've got all my common bottoms. What now?
No, you.
Smash everything together.
Yeah.
Yeah, smash everything together. Okay, so I got a 1 minus, what do I need to do with that, Jess? Foil and then distribute?
Yeah.
Maybe let's foil just in this stage. What do you get when you foil x minus 1 squared?
X squared, 2x plus
X squared minus 2x plus 1? please don't tell me x squared minus 1 squared. Right? Remember,
Mhm.
you gotta distribute on this thing, so you gotta FOIL that sucker out. And then this is all over x minus 1 squared. And this is equal to minus 2x
Plus 2.
plus 2 over x minus 1 squared. So then what?
By the common bottom.
So this was a FOIL, right? So then I might multiply by the common bottom. Why would you multiply by the common bottom? What good does that do? Yeah, it gets rid of the fraction. It means I don't have to keep writing that bottom. So I've got now 1. You guys want to distribute that, Jayla?
Yeah.
What do you got?
3x squared
Okay, so 3x squared
minus 6x
minus 6x
plus 3.
plus 3. So I'm subtracting all of that from 1, and then that stuff's supposed to be minus 2x plus 2. Cool?
Put the negatives.
Yeah, push that negative through, so that's a distribute again, right? So I've got 1 minus 3x squared plus 6x minus 3 is negative 2x plus 2. Then what?
Like
Plus 2 on
terms.
the other side.
Okay, so do plus 2x minus 2 and combine like terms. I'll do this side for you. Right side 0. Left side?
Negative squared plus
Okay, let's see, there's 1 minus 3 and also a
Negative
negative 2. That'll give me all told a
2. Negative 4.
negative 4. How many x's are there? 8x.
Oh, that's negative. This thing.
And x squared?
3.
Yeah, there's negative 3x squared plus 8x minus 4. Okay, then what?
Or
Yeah, flip all the signs maybe. So I got 3x squared minus 8x plus 4 is 0. I would do that essentially, why?
because you can't have a negative with your x squared or whatever. Like, I don't know.
You can, but it's just
Just
easier.
You
easier
can,
to
but it's
do.
easier not to, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so now what am I looking to do?
Factor or plus.
Yeah, at this point I have 3 options, right? I can factor in zero product rule, I can quadratic formula, or I could
Complete zero.
complete the square. Are you going to complete the square on this one?
You
No.
can't.
No, you're A fine.
You can't become negative.
Yeah, a is not 1, so I'd have to divide through by that.
Then you get fractions.
I get fractions, then I have to divide fractions by 2. I'm really not into that right now. So what do I do instead?
Factor.
Factor? Okay. So you're looking for 2 numbers that what?
Multiply to 12 and add to 8.
Multiply to 12, add to 8, 2 and 6.
Yep.
Okay, so then what do I replace with 2 and 6?
The negative 8x.
Negative 8x.
And they're both negative.
Okay, so I gotta think about this thing as 3x squared minus 6x minus 2x plus 4 equals 0. What the heck's the label that arrow?
The AC factor.
Yeah, that's kind of the start of AC factoring, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did I actually do?
AC thinking.
You split the A.
Yeah, I just thought about negative 8x as negative 6x and then negative 2x, right? So that's like rethink, maybe?
Break down 8x.
Yeah. So then, what's your next step in AC factoring? Okay, factor by grouping, right? So what can I get out of the first two? So I get a 3x out of that. What am I left with? X minus 2 feels like. Okay, and then what can I factor out of those guys? A negative 2, and what am I left with? X minus 2. Right, so that was factor by grouping.
So then you've got,
Yeah, you've got to finish your AC factor before you can zero product rule.
Yeah.
So this is, you had 3x of the x minus 2's, and then somebody took 2 of them away, right? So how many x minus 2's you got? Yeah, you have 3x minus 2 of them. So out of my AC factoring, right, this whole jazz, all of this business, right, was AC factor. So once I AC factored, then what's my next step? Zipper. So I'm going to hit this with a zero product rule.
so X is 2/3.
So
or
x is 2/3 or
2.
x is 2. Cool.
I just took off the yeah, so I can make sure they're not strings.
Good memory. Do I have to stick them back in?
No, because you know that, I mean, you can, but you obviously know that.
I need to think about whether they're extraneous, right? So on the fraction-y ones, what's the extraneous you're worried about?
The bottoms.
Bottoms being 0.
Yeah, I'm worried about one of the bottom 0.
Or about 1 and
So I'm worried just about positive 1. So is that one of these two? Nope. Check. Done. It might be a good idea, right, for you personally to stick them back in and see if they work, right? Because that'll help me catch arithmetic errors too. You guys see that? Like, I'm not so worried about them being extraneous here because I know that my only problem is at 1. I might stick them back in anyway and just see if they work so I can catch any arithmetic errors I may have made. Cool? Thanks. No, I'm not telling you the password to the camera again. Just figure it.
You're still recording.
I know.
Hear
You
you.
need a freaking remote.
Most of them want good.